Welcome to Dogs with Rich. I'm Rich, and this is the first video in a series of videos which shows you different exercises on how to teach your dog to walk politely on a leash. As you go through these series, remember dogs are all different and they learn differently, so one exercise might work better than the other. So make sure you try them all. If one doesn't seem to be working, really watch the video for the technique, because the technique is key in order for this to work. So watch the different videos, try the techniques, and hopefully your dog will be walking politely soon. Let's get started right after this. So there's a few things you're going to need to get started. First thing you're going to need is a leash, either a 4 or 6 foot leash. Probably a 4, because we're probably not going to need the full 6 foot while you're doing this, but if only you have is a 6 foot, that's totally fine. Whatever type of collar you're using, if you're using a corrective collar, you can use your corrective collar. If you just walk them on a harness, or if you walk them on a nylon collar, those are all fine as well. So get your 4 foot leash, you're going to need your harness, and then the next thing you're going to need is treats. So you want to get a little pouch, whether it's a Ziploc bag. We have these Perfect Pooch treat pouches. You want to put some good, desirable treats in there, because once we get out to the park to try these exercises, we're going to want something that's going to keep their attention. All right, so once you've got everything you need, basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using treats to keep their attention as we start to socialize them and get them used to following us. So I'm going to give her a treat so she knows what I've got. Winnie, good girl, you ready? We're always going to release her with her name and then with the release command, okay. So I'm going to say, Winnie, okay. Good girl. I'm going to keep her attention. Good girl. Good girl. I can even throw in the heel. Winifred, heel. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Now you notice she sits outwards like this. No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab her and spin her in. No. Good girl. Like that. No. Good girl. And then I'm going to reward her with a treat. If she does anything I don't want to, just give her a verbal no, and then correct it. So for example, she kind of moved out because she was trying to get to my treats, so I verbal corrected her with a no. She stopped. I moved her back to where I was, and then I rewarded her. I'm going to move again, so I'm going to release her. So I'm going to say, Winnie, okay, no, good girl. Show her the treats, good girl. Keep her attention, Winnie, good girl. Winifred, good girl. Winifred, sit, good girl. Hold off on a second before you give her the treat, because we want to make sure that she doesn't just follow the treat. Good girl, Winnie, Winnie, okay. Good girl, Winnie, good girl. And we can even throw in a command of watch me, good girl, Winnie, okay, good girl. Winnie, no, Winnie. And we want to try not to maintain tension on the leash. Good girl. We want to try and maintain a loose leash while we are doing these exercises. One thing you can do is you can give little leash corrections if she's not listening to you. If we create tension, that can create pulling, and which is what we're trying to avoid. So when I say, Winnie, watch me, good girl, like that. And the exercise for watch me is you just basically say her name, bring the treat up to your face so she makes eye contact, praise her, and then reward her. So I say, Winnie, watch me, good girl. And then she learns to associate watch me with looking at you, and you can use it while you're doing these exercises. So what I say is, Winnie, okay, good girl. No, good girl. Winnie, heel. Good girl. Try and keep her on one side. Winnie, heel. Winnie, sit. Good girl. Hold off a sec for the treat. Then good girl. While you're out practicing these exercises, don't get discouraged. If you find your dog is super distracted with everything you're doing, try going somewhere else. If you go somewhere where there maybe aren't dogs, or maybe there aren't people or children playing, maybe if you take them somewhere where there's more gravel than bushes, it might help lower the distraction so that you can really focus on this. With the exercise that we're teaching you in this video, this is something that you can do in your living room. So practice this exercise just moving around the different areas of your living room, stopping every 3 to 4 feet while you're doing this to see if you can teach them what it is that you want them to do. Because once you take them outside, if they already know what it is that you want them to do, it makes it easier for them to do it. And as I'm doing this, I can hold on to several treats. You can even put them into your left hand, and you can guide her like this, where you hold the leash loosely with your right. Say, Winnie, okay, good girl. And you use this as a distraction, Winnie, to keep her focus. Good girl, Winnie, heel. Good girl, Winnie. Winifred, heel. Winnie, heel. Good girl, Winnie, sit. Good girl. Good girl, just like that. Okay? Wait for her to look away. Then what she does, Winnie, watch me. Good girl. And that'll help strengthen her looking to you whenever you do need your watch me command to work. Winnie, watch me. Good girl. Winnie, okay. Good girl. Winnie, this way. Good girl, heel. Good girl, heel. Good girl, Winnie. Good girl. Winifred, heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. And eventually, you get to the point where you don't need the leash. Show it to her and you say, Winnie. Okay, heel. Winifred, heel. Winnie, heel. Good girl, Winnie. Winnie, no. Good girl, heel. Winnie, heel. Winnie, sit. Good girl, watch me. Good girl, like that. That's what we're building up for. We want to try and eventually get to the point where we don't even need the leash, and as soon as we go into the heel, boom, she starts following you around just like that. Don't be afraid to issue little leash corrections with little pops to the leash and say no. If you're losing them, if they're starting to refocus on things such as smells and bushes and things like that, just a little no. You can even throw in a leave it command if they're not focusing on you, and then work on kind of just going back and forth in an area where there are minimal distractions until you can build up to an area where you do take proper walks. One of the things that you can do if you're really struggling with this is break it down into very short little spurts. So what I'm going to do is have my treats, no, leave it. Good girl, watch me. Good girl, Winnie. I'm going to break it into little spurts of just 3 to 4 feet at a time. So I'm going to say, Winnie, leave it. Good girl, Winnie. Okay. Good girl, Winnie. No, sit. Good girl. Winnie, okay. Winnie, sit. Good girl. Winnie, okay. Winnie, heel. Good girl. Winnie, no, sit. Good girl. Just like that, just short little spurts. So I'll show you again. Winnie, okay. Heel. Winnie, sit. Good girl. Also use your leash to guide them. Winnie, okay. Good girl, heel. Good girl, Winnie. Heel. Good girl, Winnie, heel. Good girl, Winnie. Slight tension, sit. Good girl. Slight tension on the leash, you can use that to show them that you are about to stop, because if we just stop, okay, like this, she's obviously gonna go ahead of us, right? Because she doesn't know you're stopping. So set her up for success. Winnie, come here. Good girl, sit. Good girl. So I'm gonna show her the treat. I'm gonna say, Winnie, okay. Winifred, sit. Good girl. Slight tension on the leash lets her know, okay, we're stopping here. And you'll notice that she looks up at you. You give her a sit command and she goes straight into the sit. Okay, again, we're building up to being able to drop the leash. So before you get to that point, hold on to the very end so it's nice and loose, just enough so that she doesn't trip on it. You're gonna say, Winnie, okay, heel. Winifred, heel. Good girl, Winnie, heel. Winnie, heel. You can even throw in a, watch me. Good girl, Winnie. And you can treat her while you're walking too, and then just replenish your treats. Winnie, heel. Good girl, Winnie, watch me. Watch me. Hey, watch me. Good girl, Winnie, good girl. Just keep her focused. What we were doing is we were training her how to walk. And Winnie, sit. Perfect, good girl. Just like that. We hope you found this video enjoyable and informative. If you liked it, please hit the like, hit the alert if you want to be alerted every time we post a video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you know somebody that this would help, please share this or tag them so that they can see it. And as always, we appreciate the support. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.